So, Chris, you've talked about redefining risk. Another element to success is that risk turning into failure. So, talk to us about how we should understand failure in the process of trying to continue to make ourselves nonconformists.
There's this interesting statistic that you often hear about the number of businesses that fail. And I forget exactly what it is, but it's always this high number, and it's always presented in this context of, you should be afraid, of starting a business or pursuing your own venture because, look at all the businesses that fail. So therefore, you should choose the safer route, of working for someone else. And I think it's really interesting because, when you talk to almost every entrepreneur, you're always going to hear stories about failure. You're always going to hear stories of things they have started that haven't worked out, but then hopefully that led them to something else, or it didn't work out because they found something better, or they just decided to move on to something different. So I think what's missing is, yes, a lot of businesses that start don't succeed, but then how many entrepreneurs, have started more than one business, right? So in my case, I've started all kinds of different projects, and some of them have been successful and some of them have been failures. And when they fail, I just try to move on. I just look and say, okay, that didn't work out, but, I learned this from this, and I can take this lesson and apply it to something else. And so I guess failure can be, a beautiful thing or a beneficial thing as well, as long as it helps, as long as you don't keep making the same mistakes or keep failing the same way, but hopefully the failure can lead to success.
Well, actually, entrepreneurship is the most forgiving path. Somebody who we've interviewed in the past, Ken Fisher, who's on the Forbes 400 as a multi-billionaire, he wrote the book 10 Roads to Riches, and there's being a sports athlete or a celebrity or these other the variety of these ways. But entrepreneurship, he said, is the only path that you can fail over and over and over again, and then finally hit have one that works and end up being wealthy anyway. But if you go after being a top athlete or a top musician or a top Hollywood and you fail there, you're done. But in entrepreneurship, you could fail over and over and over again and still end up wealthy. So it really is the most forgiving path to finding the abundance that you're looking for, whatever that might be.